citizens equally. To understand how we got here, we need to take a look at the evolution of the juvenile justice system. Back before the American Revolution, the colonies followed the common law of England when it came to criminal justice. This means that children were held accountable as adults. In 1646, Puritans in Massachusetts enacted a statute called the Stubborn Child Law. This made child disobedience a capital offense, allowing a death penalty option. But then things started to change. In the 19th century, the idea emerged that children should be taken care of by the state. This notion ultimately empowered the state to serve as a guardian. In 1825, the New York House of Refuge opened for juveniles only. They were called delinquents to distinguish them from criminals. Reformers stressed that delinquents could be reformed, and if properly supported, they wouldn't turn into lifelong criminals. In 1899, Chicago reformers, also known as child savers, many of them disenfranchised women, decided to fight for the defenseless. One reformer, Lucy Flower, had been an orphan herself. The child savers pushed for the creation of the first ever juvenile court. This wasn't like a regular court. There was no jury. The judge didn't look down from a bench, but sat at a desk. Julian Mack, one of the first such judges, said a kid should be made to feel that he is the object of its care and solicitude. This court was the first of its kind anywhere in the world. Kids didn't get prison time, but instead were put in institutions or programs. Like parents, the court tried to steer kids toward becoming responsible adults. Within 25 years, most states started to think the same thing. Juvenile courts popped up everywhere, even in other countries. But for children of color, things were different. They were sometimes banned from houses of refuge or juvenile detention centers, and when convicted, they were more likely to be placed in adult prisons.
Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. On this evening, and welcome to another. I'm getting the echo. Let's Talk About It. On this I'm gonna go ahead on this evening. I'm gonna let Cornell open up for us again.
Okay, well, thank you very much, ma'am, for that. My name is Cornell Gilmer, and good evening to all of you listeners and viewers locally and around the world. We thank you very much for joining us on tonight's show. Let's talk about it. For those of you who are just now joining us for the first time, we thank and appreciate you too for having you on tonight's show. My name is Cornell Gilmer. I'm founder of the Free Texas Campaign and co-host for tonight's show. I am joined by Miss Shanette Johnson, a very compassionate, loving, and strong mother, an advocate for justice with a powerful slogan, standing together for justice. Who is the founder of tonight's show, a syndicated show that entails hot topics about issues and situations that affect the lives of we the people. Topics that are very authentic, with a message that we seek nothing but the truth, justice, and accountability for all. We are not a platform designed to encourage racism, radicalism, political agendas, nor any other agenda that does not reflect the views and opinions of the people here. Let's talk about it. We are very compassionate at what we do, and we take our jobs very seriously. A platform is a platform that are designed to give you and your family a voice when you feel that you have been wrong and injustice. If you should wish to come to our show, please know that we welcome you. With this in mind, please allow us to announce tonight's show is being brought to you by Mrs. Angela Thomas Smith, a profound visionary, queen of collaboration, who wears many hats in today's challenging world, and author of many books, including Spine Authors Magazine, and the founder of the True Podcast, an encouraging podcast that fears no evil, and one where the people of all nationalities are welcome to come to tell their stories, including the families of incarcerated men and women. But before we get started tonight, please let us announce a disclaimer. Should you hear and see any content or statistics regarding race, religion, political agendas, or any other source other than the host of tonight's show that you feel are offensive and or incorrect, Please know that those comments, views, and opinions are not the views and opinions of the host and co-host of Let's Talk About It. What are the views and opinions of the authors of the content? So, let's get started. Okay. Again, my name is Cornell Zoma, a co-host of tonight's show, joined by my co-host, by the founder, Mrs. Shanette Johnson. Tonight, we're hoping to bring you a good show. Tonight, we are asked for your views, opinions, and comments about the 2024 presidential election of Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. With this in mind, we would like to pose a few questions to you about what you think went wrong for the Democratic Party and what went right for the Republican Party that sealed the second term of presidency with Donald Trump. Our first question to you tonight would be, do you think that the Biden administration should have claimed what should be blamed for Kamala Harris' loss for the presidency to Donald Trump? And two, do you think that the Democratic blue states that were voting for Joe Biden during his campaign trail changed their minds and voted for the Republican Party immediately after Mr. Biden was removed from the campaign trail just to keep from voting for Mrs. Kamala Harris? Three, what do you think hurt Mrs. Kamala Harris the most in her election? Okay, these questions are being posed to you for the reasons to determine what happened in our election that Mrs. Kamala Harris lost the presidency and why Mr. Donald Trump won. So if there's anybody who may have an opinion about these issues tonight, I would like to have you to call in and to voice your opinion. If there should be anything that you would like to say tonight. So I'm going to turn this over to my host, Mrs. Shanette Johnson, and pose the first question to her. Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
in your opinion, ma'am, what do you think that the Biden administration could have done and should have done to help Mrs. Kamala Harris win the presidency against Donald Trump?
Well, in my opinion, if they knew that he was going to drop out due to any medical conditions that he may have, that they should have dropped out sooner. She only had, I believe, 100 days to prepare for this. If she would have, I believe, would have jumped on it back in January something, maybe the outcome would have been a little different.
Okay, so with that being said, ma'am, okay, so do you feel that by Mr. Joe Biden stepping out of the race in July as opposed to stepping out of the race in January, that the Democratic Party should have recognized his mental conditions to realize that he was not fit for the job, and that had she been allowed to take her campaign further by going to other states to be able to gain the support that she needs, that it would change the outcome, ma'am?
I don't think so. I believe they should have recognized that something was going on probably a year ago. With me,
okay.
I stopped really watching the news when the administration they changed. When they changed,
Okay.
when Biden took office after they stormed the Capitol, that really turned my stomach right then and there, and it really showed the racism that that's in California, in the states. It really brung it out once you guys, please forgive me. I'm having a tough day today, but I'm gonna work through this. I promise you. Once the administrators, once they went to get the votes and stuff together, or what was they doing? You guys know what they was doing. Cordell, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna make this disclaimer right now. I just want to say I'm kind of struggling because most of you guys know last year my son passed away. Today is that Friday. My son passed away on a Friday, which is the first Friday, and this is about the time that I found my son unresponsive. At 4:30, I found my son. So around this time is when the investigations, the coroners, and all of this stuff is out. So I'm just kind of struggling right now. I'm trying to get my mental health together to push through this. I didn't want to cancel my show. I want to keep pushing through because I know that's what he will want. He will want me to keep going and not give up. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm pushing through, and believe it or not, I had a good day today. I had my grandsons, and now I'm on here with you guys, and I'm got my co-host. I got Angela in the background. I have Little right there next to Angela. I have my grandsons in the other room. My daughters is here. So I have all the love from you guys tonight. So I'm going to push through it. And thank you guys for understanding that this is a trying time for me, but I know my God is still on the throne. And so with the election, um, I'm going to say this. I know I'm probably gearing off topic just a little, Cornell, but I want to say this right quick. You guys, I know some of you guys are worried of what's going to happen, and all of this, but stay prayed up, stay on the wall. As we have a powerful prayer conference in the morning, and this past week we've been having some testimony, and it been powerful. You guys stay prayed up, stay on the wall. God got us. As long as he's on that throne, it doesn't matter who's in that White House. It could have been if she would have got in there, he's still on the throne. So don't give into all of this rhetoric that's going around and stuff. As long as God is for us, who can be against us? Nobody. Nobody can be against us. As long as our God is for us, can't nobody be against us. We got this. Now let's move on. Courtney, I'm ready.
Okay, ma'am. Well, here we have some high-ranking Democrats, including some advisors to the Harris campaign, expressing a lot of frustration with Biden for failing to recognize his mental capacity earlier in the election cycle, that he was not up for the job. Okay, and they feel that Mr. Joe Biden, at 81 years old, should have ended his campaign way earlier in the race in order to give Mr. Kamala Harris an opportunity to gain the support of the states that she needed to go and get support from. So now the question is this: what is your opinion about all of the blue states that were blue that turned red for Donald Trump? Do you feel that this is what hurt Mrs. Kamala Harris because she didn't have the support or the momentum that she needed to be able to win those states over?
Once again, I wasn't following. Truthfully, I wasn't following the election.
Okay.
They're campaigning because to me, after listening to his side and everything he was spilled coming out of his mouth, the racism, and I knew deep down inside that he was going to get in. The someone just said that the majority of the white men got him to vote. Got him into presidency. And I can see that. I can see that because
Okay.
Even some I don't want to be racist. I don't want to say something that that I may can be wrong because like I said, I really didn't follow the president that they're campaigning. Angela, if you want to chime in, you can chime in because totally I didn't follow it. because I just wasn't there. I just believe that should no felon run he shouldn't be in office because he's a felon. He got 34 felonies. So um he shouldn't be in office. When we got a lot of wrongful conviction men still sitting in prison, when they come home, can they run for president for the office?
Okay. Well, statistics are showing that wealthy white women and African American males and Latino males voted for Donald Trump. So, a question: do you think that African American males?
Go ahead. Angela
Okay.
didn't hear the question.
Okay, wealthy. The statistics are showing that wealthy white women and African American males and Latino voters voted for Donald Trump. Okay, and that majority of women.
Go
Okay, 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 okay,
That's right.
okay,
Right.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
But you
okay, okay. Well, ma'am, according to AP Vocast, it's demonstrating right here that Trump black males in 2024 since 2020 election. And that President-elect Donald Trump, okay, 54% backed Donald Trump at more than Harris's advantage of 51%. And 53% went for Trump as opposed to 46%. But that margin was somewhat narrow than President Joe Biden's in 2020, okay, according to surveys. In 2020, broadcast showed that Biden won 55% over women, while 43% went for Donald Trump. So now the question is this. More women voted for Kamala Harris this time as opposed to Donald Trump. So how is it logically possible that the majority of the votes went to Mr. Donald Trump and that he won office with majority of white, wealthy women, majority of indication of African American males and Latinos? So again, what went wrong for the Democratic Party that didn't go wrong for the Republican Party?
Well,
Okay, 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 man. Okay, 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 man. Okay, okay. Well, here's another one. Can I get your opinion? It says racist text messages referencing slavery raises alarms in multiple states and prompt investigation by the FBI. The messages were sent to several states: New York, Alabama, California, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee, to black men, women, and students of schools, including middle schools. The report shows, okay, the messages indicated it report to a plantation in North Carolina. Some references to universities, uh, students calling them out by name as being selected as a pit cotton. These texts citing Donald Trump's win and presidency over Kamala Harris this week. Because the nature of these text messages are very disturbing, to say the least, the question is this. Do you think that the presidency slogan, Make America Great Again, is causing racial division between the American people?
yeah,
And is this an impression that Donald Trump voters are taking from his rhetoric?
yeah. I truly believe it is because when was American great?
Okay.
When was it? When
Okay.
was it great?
Okay.
Yeah, when was it great? When was America great? How can you make
Okay.
something
You have one
great
minute left.
again? Yeah, well, I
Okay.
mean, we would like to know when was America great?
Okay. So do you feel that the slogan of making America great again is a total racial divide between in the United States here today? Donald Trump's slogan is given the wrong impression.
The caller has hung up.
That didn't make American great. Maybe they think it made it great for them, but it did make it great. America ain't never been great. Never. I mean, they can go pick their own cotton. They go report to the plantation. They can nurse their own babies. You know, this. I mean, and nobody. They not. We not going. We not settling for no. Settling for that. And that's why you guys need to start using your voice.
Now,
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So with this question again, so are you saying that based upon this slogan of making America great again, is that a slogan that's basically indicating that there's a difference in whites to blacks?
Yeah, we know. Yeah. I mean, America it has never been great. We all know that. It never been great, and it is a difference. You can see it in the communities, the different communities. If you go into in our communities, you have a lot of liquor stores, you have a lot of Planned Parenting, um, a lot of marijuana, medical marijuana shops are setting up and stuff. And then when you go into their community, you don't see liquor stores on every corner. You don't see a lot of Planned parent in their communities. You don't see a lot of
Okay.
marijuana dispensaries set up in their community. It's always
Okay.
all that stuff is in our community.
Okay.
And why is that?
Okay.
So it is. You can see it in the courts, juvenile.
Okay. Okay.
You can see it
Okay.
in the schools.
Okay, so with this question now, do you feel, in your opinion, do you think that, in your opinion, that the Donald Trump administration is going to cater more to the wealthy than he do the normal
Yes, he's going to cater to big business. That's a businessman. And everybody that voted for him, in my opinion, is going to see. Is going to see exactly Donald Trump this time around is truly going to show who he really is. He's going to show his hand. His hand is already been revealed. Now it's going to open up wider and it's going to open their eyes.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
he that's a businessman. His plan is to make this a where we don't have to vote no more dictatorship. He wants to be the great I am, and he can't be the great I am. He's not the big man.
Okay. Okay. So, what is your opinion on his campaign trail ideas about ending school, what he said, school programs and vouchers for Social Security and issues like.
Mm-hmm. And you know, and I also I want to add this into it. When we was in school, at least we did learn a little something about Black history when they gave us February, when we our month was in February. Um, now now they have Dr. Seuss. They celebrate Dr. Seuss in February. So the kids is learning. To me, they learning more about green eggs and ham instead of you know our culture. But when everybody else, the Hispanics, their culture is in the school. And don't get me wrong, I love I love their culture as well, but it's like our culture is look like it's kind of like fading away. Our kids don't know about Dred Scott, about Frederick Douglass. They don't know about Madam C.J. Walker. They don't know about who created the stop sign, the stoplight, and all of that. All of these stuff, all of these invention comes back to a black person, and our kids is being deprived of that. You know, I really didn't, and I really didn't know about Dred Scott until I looked at the 13th Amendment. That's
Okay.
when I really found out about Dred Scott. Mm. Right.
Okay. 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 So, okay. So, are you saying that our government, within the past, say, 2 decades, have taken a lot of the African American history out of textbooks in order to deprive African American kids of these, essential lessons that they need in order to know who they are?
I would think so because um
Okay. 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 Okay.
no, they ain't gonna think about it.
Okay. Okay. So my question here is this: because Donald Trump has won the presidency, and the Senate is the majority now of Republicans and the House, do you think or do you feel that the Democratic Party is going to have a hard time trying to get any laws passed now?
Yeah, we know that. Yes, they are. They gonna have a hard time. They gonna have a hard time.
Okay.
And
So with that being said, come on,
and you know
come on.
they getting real bold now, you know, with their wording and stuff. Um you know, they just bold. They real bold. So yeah, the Democrats ain't got
Okay.
a chance to pass anything if the House
Okay.
is all Republicans.
Okay. Okay. So do you feel that the Democratic Party did enough in their elected in the 4 years that Joe Biden has been in office and on his campaign trail to win over the voters to see that, you know what I'm saying, that the Democratic Party did enough for them to want to vote for the Democratic Party as opposed to the Republican Party?
The little that I seen that I don't think they did enough for I don't think they did enough. And I think
Okay.
that's why a lot of people went and voted for Donald Trump. You know, when
Okay.
Angela was talking about them taking the EBT, you know, taking that program away from the United States. You know, I was watching the news from New York yesterday where they was reporting allegedly that the um the immigrations that came over, the migrants that came over, they was giving them $350 every week for food. So that's $1,400 a month. When you have a citizen that's on that type of program, they are not getting that amount in food stamps.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
and once Donald Trump called that mayor, had to talk to that mayor. Allegedly, the mayor has stopped it. You know, no more. That's it. And I feel right there,
Okay.
if that is true, that they were given that amount, $1,400 in and they was not United States citizen. Shame on the Democrats and the Republicans that did it. I know everybody need food to eat, but they need to take care of home first, because we have homeless. The homeless population is big. We have people here. We have families that's that's in need of food. Two incomes is not sustainable no more. Gas in California is $5. You got bread is like $3 and stuff. Everything is so expensive right now. Can't The citizens can barely afford to eat. But you gonna come and give somebody else $1,400 to eat every month, and plus you're housing them. To me that doesn't make sense. Yeah, shame on them. Really, they didn't do nothing for the American people.
Okay. So is it in your opinion that based upon Donald Trump's campaign trail that the Democratic Party didn't do enough to secure the borders, and that the Democratic Party has allowed for our borders to be crowded with illegal immigrants coming here into the United States, that harmed the Democratic Party?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that right there devastated them borders, and that's my opinion. I don't have nothing against nobody want to come over here and get a better life, but do it right.
Okay.
Do it right.
Okay.
We're struggling over here as it is.
Okay. Okay. So, in your opinion now, do you think that there's anything new that the Democratic Party right now can do to try to get the Democrats back into the presidency and to win the House and the Senate again? Do you think there's anything different that they can change right now going forward to get the Democrats back on the right track in order for the American people to vote for the Democrats as opposed to the Republican Party?
Basically, in my opinion, we need young people. We probably got some young ones up in there, but we need people in there that's actually truly that's gonna come in there and fight for the American citizens.
Okay.
Not go in there and be about whatever agenda everybody else is on. If you truly say that you love your people and all of this stuff, you love the people, go in there and you fight for the people, because you see what is in need. You see medical, our seniors, the health plan. That's we need better health plans. Medication is so high that some of the seniors cannot afford it.
Okay.
Go in there and do something for the people. That's just like you go, like you're at work. You become a super. You with us first, and then you become a supervisor. Now you done changed. You done flipped, and you acting like them, and you forgot where you came from. A lot of people that gets in the office, they forget where they came from. They forget the struggle.
Okay. 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 So in your opinion, okay, under the presidency of the Democratic Party, okay, since COVID-19, do you feel that the Democratic Party did anything to change the dynamics of the world? I mean, the United States, regarding the economy, regarding the health crisis, or border, or anything that would have made America better than today than it was under the Joe Biden administration?
Once again, I'm. This is my opinion, and I really don't follow politics like this. because it as my husband said, it raised my blood pressure. Every time he talked to me, he said, "Girl, your blood pressure going up because you just so worked up. Stop looking at that." So I really kind of I really don't follow it. I don't watch it, but I haven't seen no change. I really haven't seen no change. None.
Okay, man.
None.
Okay. So with this being said, we have 4 years of Donald Trump. And under the 4 years administration of Donald Trump, who also has the Senate and the House, what do you think America is going to look like now?
I think that more people that hid behind the cloth is really gonna take the cloth off their head, their face, and be seen. You know, I believe that our kids or our grandkids is gonna experience a lot of hate. You know, I truly feel it. I feel it because I see it in the conversations with people that that I work around. You know, I hear it. You know, but you know it's gonna really hold on to y'all seats. Stay prayed up. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, so here's a good one. Do you think that our government judicial system helped Mr. Donald Trump get to the November election by giving him qualified immunity from prosecution for other issues related to his felony convictions and all these other charges that he's facing right now in order for him to win the presidency? Do you feel that they played a role in this process when in fact they could have prevented him from running for office